Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for today's webinar, Reducing the Burden, Intelligent Automation in Healthcare. My name's Shah, and I'm the Marketing Manager here at Maztec. And we're a global technology services organisation offering digital services and software for large public and private enterprises in the UK, US, and India. Our services are built around unlocking the power of your data, developing and modernising your applications, and accelerating your digital advantage. Today's webinar forms part of our RPA webinar series. Before we get started, I'd just like to show you around your webinar console and take you through the widgets that you can see at the bottom of your screen. This is just so that we can make the webinar as interactive as possible for you. So if we start from left to right, you have the media player in the slides, which I recommend you keep open throughout the session. There's a Q&A widget, so if you have any questions, do pop them in that question box and we'll take as many as we can at the end. There's a Contact Us widget, so if you'd like to send Keith an email, you can get in touch with him directly through that widget. Next, we have the Help widget in case you're experiencing any technical difficulties. And if you enjoyed today's webinar, the next icon allows you to share this webinar with a colleague. And finally, we have a short survey for you to complete about the webinar today and the type of content that you'd like to see in upcoming sessions. So please do take a moment to complete this at the end of the session. So let me introduce you to our presenter for today's session. Keith Morley is a Senior Technical Architect at Maztec. Thank you for taking the time to do this today, Keith. And without further ado, over to you.
Thanks very much, Shah. Hi, everyone, and welcome to this fourth Maztec webinar on intelligent automation, reducing the burden, intelligent automation in healthcare. First things first, I'd just like to introduce myself. I'm Keith Morley, and I've been nearly 35 years in the computer industry. Yes, really, many, many years. I'm currently senior. I was CTO of a company called NDL Software, who were founded way back in 1981. I've developed, managed, and architected many products in that time. I've been responsible for the development of an RPA toolkit even before the term RPA was invented many years ago. I've helped the NHS and local government create RPA solutions for the last 10 years. So what am I going to cover in this webinar? Okay, so as I'm sure you all know, healthcare is always under tremendous pressure, particularly now so with COVID-19. I'd like to take you through some real-world use cases that should show how intelligent automation really can help to free up yours and your staff's valuable time and allow you to spend it on providing excellent clinical care. These are just a few examples covering areas such as procurement, access to test data, citizen communication, onboarding new staff, and appointment scheduling. I'd like then to take a look at how we can move forward and use the power of artificial intelligence to assist in the decision-making process. However, before we move on, I'd like to ask you to take part in a little poll. Just a few little questions to help identify your biggest challenges. It shouldn't take long. I'll read them out and give you a few seconds to answer the questions. Please tick all those that you feel relevant. Okay, so this is the poll question. What is the biggest challenge for your organisation? Is it huge volumes of administrative work, HR processes and onboarding new employees, patient appointment scheduling, or maintaining communication with patients? I'll give you a few seconds to answer the questions, and please tick all those that you feel relevant. Then we'll move on to the results. Okay, oh, that's interesting. So there's quite a few of you who's interested in the huge volumes of administrative work, and I guess that's really one of the biggest items to look at. Thanks very much for everyone who answered those. And let's move on to the next topics. So these are the 5 use cases in healthcare. And let's have a look at the first one. So this is the first use case, and I'd like to look at how we can use intelligent automation to manage huge increases in requests for procurement. COVID-19 has shown us that the ability to quickly respond to change is vital in today's healthcare service. Manual procurement processes that were able to cope with demands before COVID-19 struggled with the huge increases in volumes. One key area was the processing of emails, particularly ones with attachments, requiring manual integration into other key systems, such as case management. Integration using traditional software development would take weeks, and also would be highly dependent on the target systems actually being able to provide sufficient API integration capability. Using intelligent automation on Azure infrastructure with DevOps pipelines allows a solution to be live within 3 days. Amazingly, the guys actually produced a solution within the 3 days and deployed it to live. This involved bots being spun up as required, providing scalability and unlimited capacity. The bots would work in the background, processing emails as they came in, analysing the attachments, and writing the key information to the case management system. The result was over 1,600 hours saved and the ability to process over 16,000 orders of vital life-saving PPE equipment per day. Although this is a specific case for IA within procurement, obviously applies equally to any process that involves complex email processing, particularly those with attachments that need to be read and data filled into other systems. Okay, so the next use case, speeding up access to test results. So another key area where intelligent automation can help is in speeding up access to test results. Some studies show that in some cases, administrative tasks can take up to 50% of valuable healthcare professionals' time, as I'm sure everybody's aware. If we can automate some of those tasks, then we can free up some of the healthcare professionals' valuable time. One particular manual process was found to be uploading test results to multiple systems. When the process was first created, it only needed to deal with low volumes of tests and at a low frequency. However, as the number of tests increased, as well as the need for more frequent reports, process performance suddenly became a major issue. Bots were used to automatically log on, pull out the information, and pass it through to the relevant systems, saving up to 2 to 3 hours per day and up to 18 hours per week. Along with increasing operational efficiency, reducing administrative overhead, it also improved the employee experience. They could spend more time doing what I'd like to call real work. Although not applicable in this case, it also highlights the ability to provide test results in real time. Any test to diagnosis process that involved manual steps could be automated, resulting in speed up between test and diagnosis. Once a process is automated, it could further be augmented by adding artificial intelligence, or perhaps more accurately, augmented intelligence, because this just adds on to the existing intelligence of the healthcare professional. Deep learning neural nets could be used to provide an initial triage, highlighting significant values and notifying appropriate parties. And I'll touch on AI later in this webinar. But first, I'll take you to the next use case, maintaining efficient communication. Patients and the general public often need direct access to basic healthcare information through calls and other inquiries. In times of crisis, efficient, effective communication is even more important as calls and inquiries increase dramatically. Often, inquiries may need the healthcare professional to access several systems, and often this is a manual and time-consuming process. Automation can help here and actually can be added Sorry about that, Piers. My connection broke down. Hope everyone can hear me. Thanks. Okay, so where was I? Maintain efficient communication with patients and citizens. So initially you can add operator assistance, with the operator making requests to bots to extract targeted information from several systems, requesting them to send emails containing essential and targeted information as necessary. This can be improved by integrating automated dialing systems to the same bots, so the operator need only be brought in for questions the bot can't handle. It can then be taken a step further by utilising AI chatbots, directly communicating with the caller using natural language processing for a more natural interface, but again calling the same bots that are running underneath the hood. Automation can provide a more efficient process, deliver essential information quickly, reducing the burden on healthcare professionals and allowing them to spend more time on patient care. As well as improving call processing, bots can be used to run regularly, automatically collating information from several systems and sending emails containing essential and targeted information to keep the patients and public informed. So that covers communication. Let's have a look at how intelligent automation can actually help HR. So automation can help with HR processes, particularly now with the huge numbers of healthcare professionals being recruited. One particularly time-consuming area is pre-employment screening. Analysing thousands of applications is both time-consuming and stressful, with HR staff already working at full capacity. Intelligent automation can help by running background checks and analysing the applicant's skill set to highlight suitability for a particular job. Bots can also run in the background, monitoring where the new healthcare professional is in their onboarding journey and notifying HR when they're ready to be onboarded. This use case shows intelligent automation not only reducing manual data input by 35%, but also improving the record accuracy and decreasing the time to process applicants from days to hours. Intelligent automation can span all departments, and it is key to have a centre of excellence set up that allows a quick turnaround of automation solutions to provide key assistance throughout the organisation when the need arises. This next use case of tracking employee health illustrates one such solution. Tracking employee health. I've added this last slide to illustrate another use case for intelligent automation in situations that are not necessarily obvious, allowing solutions to be deployed quickly to provide critical need when the case arises. In this case, it was the tracking of health status for employees and providing real-time reports without impacting on the existing staff workload. Sorry, I forgot to move across. Bots were able to extract relevant information from databases and provide the reports when required using the built-in workflow capability of intelligent automation. The results allowed staff to be more efficiently distributed, as well as providing timely help and assistance for both the staff and patients. So now I'd like to expand a little on how artificial intelligence and deep learning can be introduced into RPA to provide the next level of intelligent automation. AI deep learning in healthcare. So let's have a look at the first use case. X-ray analysis to assist in rapid diagnosis of pneumonia. The latest crisis has highlighted the need to provide rapid disease diagnosis, and in particular pneumonia, in order to ease hospital backlogs. A number of international guidelines recommend a chest radiograph is obtained when pneumonia is suspected. The argument forwarded is that chest radiographs are relatively inexpensive and enable pneumonia, otherwise known as lung consolidation, to be confirmed or excluded. Using radiographs, however, introduce a delay in the diagnosis pathway, and so it is important to automate the process as much as possible. And it's here that RPA can actually help with integrating all the different systems involved. But not only through RPA. I mentioned previously that artificial intelligence could be used to triage text-based test results, highlighting significant values and notifying appropriate parties. But AI also provides image recognition and can be used to actually analyze the radiographs themselves. Most radiology images are in a standardized digital format, i.e. they provide structured input data for training purposes, compared to the unstructured and often non-digital data of health records, for example. This also means that there are good data sets available for retrospective algorithm training and performance validation. Through use of neural nets and machine learning to speed up the rate of diagnosis and identify the patients most at risk so they can be prioritised, as well as help the NHS cope with staff shortages by making more effective use of the radiologists available. Using IA provides a scalable, high-speed solution with shareable models that allow for diagnosis of patients in real time and can integrate with any system. If you'd like to learn more on this subject, you can actually download a demonstration framework from the UiPath website. It includes an AI Fabric version and is based on a solution by a researcher at the University of Texas. I'd recommend, if you're interested, take a look at that and download and have a play. So moving on to the next use case. So this is the final use case I would like to cover, and it is improving the patient appointment scheduling process. Patient waiting times are a key performance indicator, and meeting those tight targets in busy waiting rooms are a cause of stress for hospital staff. Providing an efficient patient appointment scheduling process is key in reducing not only waiting times, but catering for cancellations and patients not turning up at all. Cancellations can be done online, but often it involves calls to healthcare professionals, tying up their valuable time with manual processes involving several systems. RPA can be used to integrate with existing multiple systems, optimizing scheduling between all of them, highlighting and notifying no-shows, minimizing the manual process involved, freeing up time for real work, and allowing patients to schedule appointments sooner. But patient appointment scheduling can be further enhanced through the use of AI. There are several papers on clinical scheduling using machine learning, and several appointment scheduling systems already successfully use machine learning. Many decide which patients to overbook through machine learning. When a patient is given an appointment, a machine learning algorithm predicts his or her individual probability of showing up for the appointments at the scheduled time. The short probability can be shown to be maximize efficiency. A clinic should overbook the patients with the lowest short probability. Significant amounts of data factor into the calculation of a patient's short probability. This includes information such as demographic information, the patient's past no-shows, number of past appointments, and how far in advance the appointment is scheduled, and so on, and so on. Now, although it sounds logical, things like this can actually provide unexpected results, and in some cases it may even inject things like racial bias, as such correlations actually typically are associated with less advantaged socio-economic people in our economy. Research shows that these can be overcome, but I think it is important that we consider carefully how artificial intelligence is used. The application of artificial intelligence needs to be transparent and as transparent as possible, carefully designed and monitored, and it also may need regular tweaking to improve accuracy. Inbuilt scheduling systems often do not provide such transparency, and having a well-defined, transparent, shareable model, as you can with intelligent automation solutions, can actually help to mitigate such issues. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the webinar and have taken away some useful information. I'd now like to pass you back to Shah for our QA session.
Thanks, Keith. That's fantastic. If you do have any questions, now's the time to get them into the Q&A box. I'll just have a look at what comes through already. We've got a couple. So if I just pick one of these out. Okay, here's one. So could you explain a bit further the difference between intelligent automation and RPA?
Yeah, sure. RPA is basically an RPA orchestration platform that allows integration with any back-end system, but it needs rules to identify data and make decisions. However, business processes can be complex, often relying on human intervention to cope with the unexpected, particularly when an error occurs. AI provides the flexibility to cope with unusual circumstances, reduce the need for human intervention. That's all from me.
Thank you, Keith. That's fantastic. We do have time for one more. So if we just go to our last question for today. I've heard a lot about hyperautomation. What is it?
Okay. Hyperautomation is the application of top technologies like RPA, artificial intelligence, which includes machine learning, and process mining to augment workers and automate processes. And it does so in ways that are significantly more impactful than traditional automation capabilities. Hyperautomation is really the combination of several automation tools that allow you to deliver the optimum automated solution.
Fantastic. Thank you, Keith. I hope that answers that question for you there. If you do have a problem that needs to be solved and want to make a real difference, you can contact Keith directly using the Contact Us widget that I showed you at the beginning of the session. We will be sending out an invite for the next Intelligent Automation webinar, which will be coming up soon, so do keep an eye out for that. And we do have a short survey for you to complete about the webinar today and the type of content that you'd like to see in upcoming sessions. So please do take a moment to complete this. I think that's about all for today. So I'd just like to thank you, Keith, for presenting. And finally, thank you to all of you for joining us today. Have a lovely day.
Thank you and goodbye.